joined another league and doing some more games with an updated Talwisp deck. Let's see what we have here. First hand reasonable. I think a 1-drop sucks. Pressure Raise is actually sort of a 1-drop, but not when you're on the draw. Actually, I think I might want double white with this hand. So I should have led on the Misty. That's fine. If I lead on the Misty, I can like fetch up a Hollowed Fountain here. And still be able to get a basic Plains, but it looks like we're not playing against an aggressive deck. So that's lucky. Ooh, did not really want to draw more auras. Just slam this and tutor up, I guess, Courage. No counterspell. I'm not going to just run Rancor into like a Helix or something. I feel like if he had a Helix, he would use it, though. So I don't really know. Am I supposed to just... I think I'm supposed to just jam Rancor. If he has Helix, then... I guess he might have a Path, actually. And that would be bad, so we just pass. I was going to say, if he, like, Helixes, I can sack the Spirit. But I'm not really in love with that. Go ahead and fetch. I guess I'll get another Breeding Pool. I don't even really know why there are 2 Breeding Pools in this deck, but it is the way it is. Ooh, that's interesting. So I could slam that now and get like a Temporal Isolation or a Steal. Or I could just hold up Coco. I kind of like holding up Coco. Because there's a lot of things I can hit if he tries to kill either of my guys. Looks like he's going to play a Vendilion Click. Okay, targeting... Wish I could tell who he was targeting. Ooh, what? Okay, I'm assuming he's targeting me. Well, actually, I don't know who he's targeting, but I'll just run out the Coco, I suppose. Hopefully we get a Geist. I think that this version of the deck should actually just play 4 Geists. If you want to trade for my Talwisp, that's fine. Yeah. Having these stupid Oppressor Rays instead of Path to Exile kind of sucks. A lot of times. I'm pretty protected from Wrath of God here. I'm not really that protected from Electrolyze. It's unfortunate. It's possible I should have just jammed the Rancor neck last turn. Okay, he doesn't bottom anything, which makes sense. He's going to block the Selfless Spirit. Makes sense. Got a 15. Alright. Well, I can play Wanderer and Courage next turn. Play Wander, I get to tutor up, I guess, Temporal Isolation. Maybe I should have more Temporal Isolations. Maybe that's my issue. Ooh, that's a good draw. I guess he could have a Resto here, which is kind of annoying. Path on that. I think I should Coco in response. If he's got like a counter spell, well, if it resolves, it's really sick. Because I have a lot of good hits, so I think we just cast it. He's got a counterspell, it's not the end of the world. Though we're letting him use his mana pretty efficiently. It's unfortunate sometimes that the spell queller isn't a May, but seems like he's got more removal here because he's thinking with on the stack. But if he ends up like, this is what's so beautiful about this moment, if he wants to like bolt or helix the spell queller, I just get to sack the Selfless Spirit, which is being targeted by the path anyway. Would that fizzle it? I guess it'd be exiled before it fizzled. So it actually wouldn't be that great, but I guess Supreme Verdict, if he goes like end of turn, kill your Selfless Spirit, I could lose to Supreme Verdict, which is unfortunate. Most of the blue at red decks don't play that. Main deck, sometimes one, but because since he didn't EOT kill the Spirit, I don't think he can survive. Even though Talos, like, you draw bad cards, it does keep you pretty gassed up. Okay, we'll search for Temporal Isolation or Steel. I guess Steel. I still have this Rancor in my hand. It's kind of annoying. But once I get a bunch of lands off these paths, so I'm a lot more comfortable deploying all these creature enchantments. And now I finally have like a guy that, ooh, no, actually never mind. I'm saying I could have sacked, but I don't think that was right. So if I just, it's lethal, not quite lethal if I courage actually. So I'm just gonna bash in. Maybe I should Rancor. I think if he had a Supreme Verdict, well, if he had a Supreme Verdict, playing it the way he would makes sense. I don't think there's any reason to run out. Geist. Because then we're just losing so hard to Verdict. And he could have a count, could be sitting on like a mana leak or something here. I think what I want to do is just run out the Courage, actually. Also, if I put a Courage, post-combat is kind of weird, but if I put a Courage on a Wanderer, that lets me counter spells up to 3. Maybe I just put the Rancor down. If he wants to kill the Talos in response, that's fine. It's kind of a weird play. Yeah, maybe this is just bad. Makes sense in my head, though. Snapcaster. Okay. So what's he gonna path? One of the Wanderers or the Taoist? What's he targeting? Targeting the Snapcaster Mage? Some sort of weird trick? Or do I want to counter it? If I counter it, like, then we're kind of, the Wanderers get worse when he's got more land, so I think I am just going to counter it. Maybe I should have played the Geist. I don't know. It's tough because like I might still lose to a Verdict, but having the Geist as like a backup plan if what I have in play doesn't kill him, it's pretty nice. Oh, I guess what he's gonna do. He wanted an extra land so he could Verdict and then hold up like Mana Leak or something. Feels like a Verdict if he's attacking. It's an Anger of the Gods. So I guess maybe I was better off unflinching this. Or unflinching like one of the Wanderers. This is fine though. I think that Geist is... I think it's like unlikely that the Geist doesn't win me the game. Because I can just put the unflinching Courage on the Geist. Or the Steel, and then like a Snapcaster Anger doesn't finish it off. He only has one card left too. This sort of worked out. It's pretty crazy this deck only play. This deck needs to play another Geist over a Drog Skull, I think. I think it's pretty ridiculous to only play 3 Geists. Nice, we win. Okay. My sideboard is not very strong against control. Let me just cut the crappy enchantments and board in 2 threats. Guess that's it. We just try to Geist them. Alright. I think my sideboard maybe could benefit from like a negate or 2. The deck list is just so tight when you have all the enchantments. Like you can't have both Coco enchantments and enough spells very easily. My chair is making funny noises. Sure. Land heavy for a 21 land deck, but I think I'll run it. Ooh, no visions on turn 1, always a good start. I guess we'll play Thicket. Anytime you play against like Nahiri, you just the games are so much different than all have vision. It's like they're Delver. Like when they have visions on the stack, they can just not throw away resources, but just throw everything. Like not actually have a plan moving forward. They can just essentially buy time forever until one resolves and then easily win. Ooh, we're untapping? That's nice. And in. Wow, both times I got like a early threat, which is just so helpful against him. We're protected from Nahiri as well. I think we run out the captain. Not that I expected to resolve or anything great to happen. I guess I could have played Selfless Spirit. It's not the worst play. Like if he's got Snapcaster Bolt, I just lose my team. I could just do nothing. Snapcaster Bolt is like really scary here. Looks like he doesn't have it. Another Spell Queller. Probably should have played the Pride Mage there. But I still have to respect Nahiri. Batterskull. Okay, I just have Pride Mage, so that's kind of nice. That I didn't play that out. So we want a blue, and we want, it doesn't really matter the other color. Let's kill that. So now I understand his hand seemed a little weak, but it seems good with that. So I think I just run out the spirit, Selfless Spirit right now before he can like Mana Leak or Snapcaster Mana Leak it. Because it's got hexproof, so like he's got no good way of interacting. And I can only get punished by waiting. I'm going to do it end of turn anyway. So he could just randomly have a Remand or a Cryptic or a Mana Leak or something. Maybe for control I should play like a Moorland Haunt in the sideboard. I think 21 lands felt a little bit light, but I like having like, it's just having 21 lands is nice too. Because I'm trying to fit all these like enchantments and stuff in my deck. So it can kind of be nice. I just like, I don't know, this deck is like the fairest deck ever, but I like putting people in like these spots where they can't do anything, you know? If I draw a land here, that would just be unreal. Not unreal, but like, it puts them in a huge bind. Restoration Angel. Oh, white. I have mana for Mana Leak too. I'm protected from Wrath of God, Supreme Verdict. I have a Spell Queller, so I can even exile Supreme Verdict. Even though it can't be countered, you can still counter it with a Spell Queller. I guess I really had pretty good draws both these games. Lightning Bolt. So even if he has a Verdict, I have the Selfless Spirit, which has hexproof. So if his last two cards are Path Verdict, I might lose, but I think this is good enough to go for. Probably should have done this stuff before I drew my card. He's got Path too. Well, that's bad. I mean, I guess I'm still fine, but if he draws like if he has got a removal spell, then he gets to, yeah, maybe I should have just let that happen. Because now he can kind of like ping-pong all my creatures and get us Resto back if he's got any removal spell. Which is pretty bad. I guess I have the Spirit though, actually. So it can't be any removal spell. It has to be a Snapcaster or a Path. If it's not a Snap or a Path, it's like a Bolt or a Helix, I just win. Which is kind of nice. Let's think. Snapcaster, Path, kill that, Bolt the other thing. Let's see if he upkeeps anything. If he doesn't upkeep anything, then I think we have the win. I think we have the win. Otherwise, he would definitely not let me draw a card first. Oh my god. Wow, this guy just got so punished for not upkeeping that. Not bad, GG. Ooh, if he just upkeeps that, he gets to kill this and get his resto back. I might still win. Top 2 cards are Spell Quellers? Yeah, maybe. Alright. It's not a bad round 1.